All right, we finna do another one. Yeah, I'm back. So, yep. Today I want to just talk about how to get gigs out here in Thailand. So yeah, I will probably title this video "How to Get Gigs in Thailand as a Digital Nomad Musician." Yeah, we'll do like that. So, yeah, I'm just start spitting from the survival scrolls from the heart. So people ask me how am I getting gigs out here. I guess I'll start out with a story, like how I figured it out just by hard knocks. From when I first got here, I was in Bangkok first, and like I was saying over on Instagram just a minute ago, I was figuring out that the things that work back home in the States don't work over here. So I was copying what other people were doing that I saw in the States. You see a lot of musicians and artists, they'll just have a bunch of short form videos of them playing music on their social media accounts. And I thought that if I did the same thing, I could get all this ad revenue from getting monetized on YouTube, or and then the creator program on TikTok. This was before the TikTok ban, and then also like getting paid with the views off of Instagram. I thought in my mind that if I wanted to create a lifestyle of a digital nomad musician, I could eat just off of the money from social media, right? From the how Instagram pays you and TikTok pays you and YouTube pays you, because I was following the hype of what I saw other people doing, and I quickly found out that shit does not work short term. That's a long term play, and you may not ever get to how you see some of these other creators do. That shit is depending on you going viral, and that shit take way too long. And the bills needed to get paid, and I needed to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came to Thailand, I was trying to figure shit out on limited budget. I had a one-way ticket. I bought a one-way ticket out here, and I was trying to figure it out before I ran out of money. So I had to quickly go through different trial and error ideas of how to get gigs and how to make money as a musician out here. And I quickly found out that, trying to get the online gig thing, the creator economy, yeah, it works, but it's a long-term play. And if you need some money fast, you got to get your ass up and get out there and meet people, shake hands, kiss babies. You got to network. That's how you'll get some money fast as a musician out here. So you need to be out looking for gigs, right? But I remember I was in Bangkok for that first 30 days, right? I had got a spot on the Airbnb, and I was trying to figure it out, and I was failing miserably. I wasn't finding shit because Bangkok was such a big city, and I didn't know anybody in the music field to tap into. So that was my first mistake. I should have I should have lined up with somebody that got some connections before I touched down in the country. I should have already knew who the plug was. So that's number one. You should, find the plug before you leave. I learned that I had that mistake, and it cost me because I was quickly running out of money in Bangkok. I had a little bit of money left. I had just enough money to book a hostel in Pattaya for one more month. And so I had one more month to figure this shit out. And my visa, I had to re-up on my visa because that's another thing. When you come out here on a tourist visa and you're from United States and you got a United States passport, they give you 2 months visa on arrival, so you can stay in the country off of a visa on arrival. You don't have to spend any money. You automatically get 2 months to stay here. And you're cool with the Thai government, and you have the option to extend your visa an extra month, right? You have to go through the process of going to the immigration office, and you have to pay some money because this is Thailand. You gotta pay. You gotta pay. You gotta pay for that extension. I think it's to get your visa extended is like 1,900 baht. So that extra month that you tack on to the back of those 2 months is gonna cost you a little money. And so I was trying to figure out how to get some money, how to gig before my 2 months ran out so I could pay for the extension because I wasn't planning on leaving. I was planning on getting that extension and then staying here longer and then renewing my visa, doing what you call a visa run, where you leave the country for like 2 days or so, and then you come back, and then you get a new stamp, you get a fresh new 2 months with the option to extend for a third month. But I was trying to figure all that shit out, so I was very stressed. So I took that last bit of money I had. I mean, I was eating one meal a day for a minute, trying to figure shit out. And so I made the hop to Pattaya with just my saxophone and like one small bag, and then so I get to the hostel, and I remember seeing the advertiser for the hostel. This particular hostel had a music stage on it. And I thought to myself, okay, this is cool. I never heard of a hostel that has like a music stage. And I thought that it would be a good place to network and find like-minded individuals, other musicians. And I looked out. The universe just put that place in front of me. The place is called Hood Pattaya. Look it up. Hood, Hood, Pattaya, Pattaya. If you ever book a room there, you book that hostel, tell them Shadow sent you. I'm not even getting paid to promote them. It's just like good people. I know the owner. Everybody's cool. They helped me out so much. And so when I was there, they seen the saxophone, and the owner, there was several owners of the spot. This is owned by some people from Hong Kong. And they're, another thing, they were also in the music industry. These guys that were owners of the place were also music producers. They had a whole bunch of experience in the game. And so when I showed up and they saw the saxophone on my back, automatically they wanted to see what I had. And so that was my first opportunity to get in front of somebody and network and let them see what I could do as a musician. And I went on their stage, and we had I think we had a jam session one night, and that's when I met the homie King Mizo, which is a hip hop artist originally from Canada, and now we're friends, and he is killing it right now. He did a show at this hostel. They actually had a party. They had an event where they had rappers and everybody come and perform, and drinks and everything. It was like a little house party. So this was the perfect place for me to get a jump start on my career as a musician in Thailand, because it was like a nesting place for artistic people. So I met so many singers, painters, artistic folks, people who do graphic design. And that was like a godsend from the universe, just showing up there. And so I spent a month, I stayed there for a month and just chopped it up with them and got the confidence to go out and start venturing out into Pattaya and looking for other places to gig, looking for other open mics. And the rest is history. Once I got the confidence to network with them and show them what I had, this guy, he performed. I would meet a guy who was an MC at a club over here. He would connect me to this guy, and this guy connect me to this guy, and then they say, "Oh, go check out this bar." And I ended up going to another bar that was around the corner from where we stayed at, and they had a live band as well. And long story short, I ended up playing there for like 2 months, and it was like my first steady gig, and it only paid tips, but I got um, free drinks and food occasionally, and then I just got some tips here and there. That was the start. That was like the building blocks of making some money, you know. So I was starting to slowly get my bag up, and then from there, one of the guys that I met at the hostel, we were out hanging out in Pattaya Beach, and we went to this coffee shop and cannabis dispensary that he liked to go hang out at. And so we was just hanging out there, you know, enjoying the beach, sipping on iced lattes, and there was this brother there that was just hanging out too, and he was actually his girlfriend was the manager at the place that we like to hang out at, so he was always there. And one day I just hit him up and started chopping it up with him and talking to him, you know, networking. And then he was like, "Oh, bro, you a good brother. You know, if you play music, you should come with me on Wednesdays. There's a group of brothers who all get together and meet at this place called Culture, right?" And so I actually went there on a Wednesday with this brother and met a whole group of really good stand-up dudes. So and so it's a collective called the Thailand Crew, and so they had all the connections. They had the good connections, the business connections. After I ran into them, they told me about this club, this jazz bar called Sugar Hut in Pattaya. And so they had a jam session at Sugar Hut every Sunday. And I started going out there because they wanted to see what I had. When I went to their little Wednesday meeting, they just have like a round table. So it was just brothers talking. I didn't get a chance to play, but I was itching to show them what I could do. I was itching because I needed the opportunity because I was still fucking starving. I was grinding. I was looking for a real big come up. And so they were like, "Yeah, there's this place called Sugar Hut up the street that you can go play, and they play straight ahead jazz. You, since you're a saxophone player, you get a good opportunity to show what you can do." And so I went to Sugar Hut for a couple of weeks. Every Sunday I was there. And I remember the first time I went, because I promised the leader of the group, whose name is Reggie, I promised him that I would be there. And that's another thing, that's another tip. To get gigs out here, when you say you're going to do something, do it, because people judge you by your word. If you say something and your word don't match up and you don't do it, you will lose cool points, you will lose you know what I'm saying? Your reputation is gonna drop. So when you make engagements, when you make appointments, honor them. If you have to change something, you contact them before the appointment or the day or whatever. You let them know the change that you have to change. You reschedule, because this is a life or death situation. It's a quality of life issue when your rep is at stake. You got to have a good rep as a musician out here, so people will call you back, right? So, I used to go to Sugar Hut. I did the Sugar Hut gig, and then the owner of the Culture Bar where I play at now saw me because I think there was a birthday party, and he was there to pay respects to the person who's had a birthday. And then that's when he saw me play, and that's when I got the opportunity that I have now. I have a steady gig. I play 2 nights a week at Culture Lounge and Bar because of all the networking I did, you know? And that's opening up the opportunity for me to do eventually my own events. But it started out by me just hustling, getting out on the street and networking. So that's the main thing I can say to you right now. Like, if you want to get gigs in Thailand, you have to network like crazy. You have to You have to come with your acts. You got to give them one for free. You got to show them what you got, which is like that. Excuse me. It's allergy season out here in Thailand. It's rainy season, so every time it rains, my nose get real stopped up. So y'all excuse me. But like I was saying, what was I saying? Yes, networking. So that's how you gonna get most of your gigs out here. You network, you give them one for free, you show them what you got, you audition, so to speak, and then once people get to know you and know who you are and what you can do, the doors start opening up. You're gonna get recommended to play in many different places, and just make sure that you get uh, understanding that you want to get tips or whatever arrangement that you have with whoever owns the venue or something or the place where you play. Different situations, because sometimes people will hire you to do like a birthday party, or a lot of these people do all these yacht club parties and different things like that, special events. um for instance, like Black History Month, I got an event I'm playing with. People will hire you because they see what you can do. And the quicker you can like line up a spot or you can play on a regular basis where people can come and see you on a regular basis, that builds trust and people get used to seeing you all the time, and you get more gigs like that. That's how you can get gigs here in Thailand. It's the same thing that works anywhere, but in Thailand, it works like rocket fuel. It's a big difference, because I used to use these same tactics back in Dallas, where I'm from, but it was no respect. The venues want you to play for free. You know what I'm saying? They try to hustle you. But out here, it seems like in Southeast Asia, they really respect musicians. They respect the craft more. And so they will gladly give you some type of compensation for your efforts as a musician out here. And then from there, once you start getting gigs, you can start using the money you get from gigs to pay for your lifestyle, pay for small expenses, and it'll help you like stabilize yourself so you can do more online stuff, like doing freelance work. If you have an internet connection and a laptop or a phone, you can use that to make so much money also. So you're not limited to just what you're getting from gigs, but the gigs is like the foundation, in my opinion. Like once you get gigs, it's gonna do a couple of things. It's gonna help you further develop your skill as a musician, as a music artist, because you always get better and better every time you do a show, whether that be cover tunes or original stuff. That's another point. You start out with cover tunes a lot out here, but over time you can slowly start introducing your original work into the set list. That's what I'm starting to do, and it works like a charm. Um, but yeah, the gigs is so important. That's like the foundation of the cake that you're baking when you arrive at the country of your choice, when you coming out to be a digital nomad musician. If you want to stay long term, you want to have a steady line of gigs lined up every week, at least 1 or 2 gigs a week somewhere. In a place like Thailand, that could easily sustain you, the money that you're making from the tips and whatever agreement that you work out with the venue or the place that you play, or the event, or whoever's birthday it is. Whatever you work out is whatever you guys work out. And then from there, you can take that money, stack it up, and go to work on your albums, so you can be releasing your music on streaming platforms, and you start building up a nice income base. You know what I'm saying? You do your freelance stuff over here, where you're working on Fiverr or Upwork or wherever. If you're good at mixing albums, or you may do session work. If you got a home studio, you know what I'm saying? You set up your home studio wherever you're staying in the country. If you even got to go to a co-working space, right? Rent out a co-working space, or go to a recording studio and rent out the recording studio and do your session work and send off your session work. You can be making $50 an hour just doing that, doing session work. People need saxophone recorded on their tracks. They're doing music projects. They need guitar recorded on their tracks, or drums, live drums, or vocal lines. You know, you can do vocal lines. There's so much stuff you can do with just the internet and a microphone. You record your use your talent, your skills as a musician to help others with their music projects and charge them for it. That's a quick little hustle, but when you first arrive in the country, you're gonna have to do gigs, in my opinion, so that you can have like a nice foundation and a base, you know, so you can do all the other stuff too. But yeah, you know, you do that, you'll be straight. All right, I've rambled on enough. Let me go and get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, these shadow casts gonna be like this. I hope you gain some value out of some of the tips that I shared. And if you have any questions and you want to know more, this video is gonna go on YouTube. So drop a question in the comments if you have more questions, and then there's gonna be some links in the description too if you want to learn even more. Because I'm gonna be putting together a course to teach everything I know about how to live this life as a digital nomad musician. Excuse me. Digital nomad musician. All right. See y'all later. Peace.